Well, he had to deal with the incoming kiefer, a net cord, and about an inch to spare for the pass.
I think Henman was expecting to play this kind of tennis. Instead, it's Kiefer attacking the second serve, and Henman producing the backhand pass. What a start.
Kiefer's one of the only two tiebreakers he's played in this tournament. He won two, lost one. One loss coming to Ivo Karlovic in the second set. Yes, and Kiefer going right through Henman. Legitimate shot.
Well, sensational tennis from both players. Kiefer gets the best of this one.
Good depth from Kiefer on that one, just hurrying Henman into a mistake of the return. And the German hangs on to both of his service points. Tactic that Henman uses so often, just ghosting in behind the slice backhand. Left it so late that Kiefer would have been looking at the ball and not looking at his opponent. Good pressure off the return. Just soften Henman up.
And Henman struggling to get a first serve in the breaker. And it's Kiefer who's dictating play right off the return. And more evidence there of how important that first serve is for both men.
It's the German number 2 who gets the first mini break. And Henman hits back straight away, courtesy of an error from Kiefer. And yet again, as soon as he's in front, his tennis seems to just slip away from him. And you wonder what's going through Kiefer's mind right now. He's got a whole set of struggles to contend with, as well as Henman. Well, there was a chance.
4-3.
Again, Kiefer firing one up the middle, not giving Henman any angles to use.
Yeah, Kiefer with a clear idea of how to approach an attacking henman. And he puts some faith in his speed by making that play. He hits it right at henman and then feels he can track down the next play.
And again, can't find the first serve. That's too good from Kiefer. Incredible defence, getting himself back in the point, and then good offence to take it away from henman.
Now that right there is the reason you play defensive lobs. Re-establish parity in the rally. And now he's got a chance, and he takes it.
Kiefer regains the mini break advantage. He's pulled it wide. Interesting choice of shot again. The sensible shot seemed to be the one to take it up the line. There was plenty of space.
Now 5-4 advantage for Kiefer. He struggled when he's had the lead. How will the German handle this kind of situation?
Try and bring Kiefer into the net. Henman, who drags his passing shot wide. And after 63 minutes, Nicholas Kiefer with 2 set points. Oh, what a way to save a set point. It was a quality second serve from Kiefer, and henman had to be so alert for the return. I couldn't say that Kiefer really missed his moment there. Henman took it away from him, but still set point to the German. And the Kiefer eventually takes it. An incredible set of tennis. And Kiefer nearly blew the lead, but in the end, the German number 2 takes it from the British number 1, and it's 1-0 Germany. The one he eventually did. It was harder work than he would have liked. All that work, that good work from henman was in vain. Pivotal set in the context of this match, you think, Lee?
I think so. I think Kiefer now feels strongly that he can win this match. Had struggled to win a set against henman prior to this. So yes, he's got a boost, a big boost. You know, those kinds of errors really give your opponent confidence. He can build momentum off your struggles.
Well, had he won that set, I suppose you could say that as his 30th birthday, it would have been a real gift from Kiefer.
40-15.
So far, I haven't really seen any signs that Henman's back has been bothering him. I'm sure in the back of his mind, he might still be playing it just a little bit safely. So far, looking good, however.
Kiefer.
One of his quickest serves of the match. 128 miles per hour there from Kiefer. Close out the first service game of this second set.
It's interesting, you talked about Nicholas Kiefer, his coach Thomas Hogstad, played the tour when we were playing. Nice guy, but he's the only man sitting in Kiefer's box. So we look at some of the numbers. Kiefer really producing a fine set, 17 winners, just 8 on 4s. And that says a lot about Kiefer the person. He's something of a lone wolf. He really hasn't sort of gone in step with the rest of the German Tennis Federation. You know, he labored under the burden of the vacuum that was created when Michael Stich and Boris Becker left. He was the top-ranked German the first year after Becker retired, and Becker had been the #1 German for 12 of 13 years. So it's a difficult time for a man who's not comfortable working with other people.
First loss.
He was an exceptional junior as well. There was a lot of expectation on Kiefer. He was the Australian Open and US Open junior boys singles champion back in 1995. He was also the finalist at Junior Wimbledon.
And I'm sure the German press just took it for granted that this young man would go on to achieve the things that Becker had done, and it's a tremendous expectation to have to labor under. And he shows signs of it sometimes in his personality. He's very defensive, a bit prickly towards the press, and at times toward other players. He's definitely his own man.
Ultimately, most tennis players display that trait if you're going to make it to a certain degree, that you have that sort of single-mindedness, that stubbornness, that ability to almost create your own bubble in your world.
Yeah, I think you're right, because you're the only one standing out on that court. So oftentimes that's how you conduct your affairs off the court as well.
Game henman.
That serve looked a little deep, but no beat from Cyclops, and Henman off to a better start in this second set than the first.
Of course, you look at Henman, he manages his off-court affairs so ably. The pressure is inherent in being his country's #1. The expectations of the press.
Just having to wipe the snow off that one.
15 off.
The toughest thing for Henman, isn't it, that basically his bar's set so high that unless he wins Wimbledon, many people would actually look at his career and almost say that he has underachieved, which is just an outrageous thing to think about.
That's solid play from Kiefer.
When you look at Henman's year-end ranking, since 1997 he's resided in the top 20. 4 of those years he's finished inside the top 10. It looks as though it's going to be a similar story this year. I think I'm right in saying just until Sampras retired, I think in the prior 5 years to that, only Agassi and Sampras have been more consistent in terms of year-end ranking than Henman. And the paradox to his year this year is that he's played so well in the Grand Slams, his best year really in many ways in the Grand Slams with his semi-final showing at the French Open, and yet he hasn't won a title.
Oh, that's too bad. He had some room across court. I think a lot of it has to do when players emerge on the scene, and he unfortunately emerged at a time when Pete Sampras was the dominant player, and now Roger Federer has come right on the heels of Sampras, and there's been no room for him to slot in there. That's a solid game from Kiefer.
No opportunities early on for both players in this second set. Routine on serve. Kiefer ahead. A set and 2-1.
The new Citroen C2 with outstanding fuel efficiency. Now from 6,595 with cash injection system. The Citroen.
Service direction, as you can see there. Probably a mixture as you would need to against a guy like Nicholas Kiefer. You don't want to give him any sort of rhythm. And Henman, to be fair, has served pretty well in this match. 56% of his first serves finding a target. It's the same number as he had for the entire tournament as well.
Time.
So Henman's been trailing pretty much for the entire match. There was a brief moment there where he was 6-5 up in the first set. But again, having to come from behind with new balls though.
Well, he's scored with that play a number of times, and if it's hit well, this shot can be indefensible. Leighton Hewitt, the master, and Kiefer showing his version of the topspin lob.
Well, Hewitt hit a lob last night that's been flown up and put in the Hall of Fame up in Newport, Rhode Island this morning. I have to say, I've been mightily impressed with the way that Kiefer has come out and attacked this match, because so many times we talk about the German as so passive at the back of the court. He's reacting to what his opponents do, but he's come out here having lost the last 6 sets to Henman and has employed a different strategy.
Well, and you can see what that tactic does. Even though he lost the last point, it earned him that point, as Henman tried to do a little too much with the second serve, anticipating that Kiefer was going to make an aggressive play. Well, that ball looked long,
15-40.
but it was called good. Let's take another look. Right on the edge of the line. Placement, the key there, wasn't it? Right out of Henman's reach. A couple of breakpoint chances.
Oh, and he takes that one with some aplomb as well, Kiefer. Henman not getting out of the reach, it drifted into the slot. Kiefer takes it up the line. Just watch the serve again. Henman really going for the body, but never ever looked like it was going to get there.
Yeah, it didn't have enough curve, did it? It sort of straightened out and came right into the hit zone of the Germans. So more back game strategy here for Henman. 1-3.
Henman had a pretty good record coming into this match against Germans in Grand Slam events. It's 5-2. Got a point there. Actually lost the first 2 times he met a German in Grand Slam tennis. First time at Wimbledon against David Prinesel, debut match in a Grand Slam, and then lost to Michael Stich at Wimbledon as well. But since then has won the last 5. It's going to have to be a come from behind victory today for Henman. It's a similar sort of style of players. Roddick tried to play against Cañas yesterday, well, did play against Cañas, where he really took the pace off the ball and forced the Argentine to really try and generate his own, not something that Cañas is particularly keen to do. He's a similar style to Kiefer, and again, you see there, we were just dying off Kiefer's racket.
Yeah, unable to do enough with that return as it floated up high. And Kiefer serving and volleying. He's really taking the attack forward.
And then biding his time at the back of the court, not trying to do anything too special. Kiefer topping up the error. So far, Kiefer just better at taking his chances on the break points. Seventh ace for the German. That's well played again. And you have to say that that is actually a very good play against Henman. He's somebody that likes to block the ball back off the first serve, sometimes even on the forehand side, but particularly on the backhand. And if you are willing to serve and volley, you're generally going to get a good look at it.
Yeah, you see the ball moving because it's not coming quickly, so you can soften your hand. And that is an option, playing that drop volley.
Just having a chat with Wayne McEwen there, I didn't quite get what he said, but I can say that Bill Norris, the ATP Tour trainer, is just waiting in the gangway at the end of the court. I'm not sure if he's coming out for this match or he's just an interested spectator. I guess we'll find out soon. Break point again for Henman. Henman's broken back. He came from 2 breaks down in the opening set to almost snatch it away from the German. But he's come back again, and Bill Norris indeed is out on the court. But it's to see Nicholas Kiefer, I think. Oh, a Shira special.
15 off.
Yeah. I don't have a retort for that one, but I usually did it with just the one hand.
What did they put in his water?
Well, he didn't exactly nail that backhand, did he?
Oh dear. I think we better quit while we're ahead.
Yeah. Well, let's hope the tennis is better than our remarks concerning the nails. Is this a turning point in the match?
Oh, what court coverage from both men, but in particular Kiefer. Unbelievable acceleration.
15.
And no doubt that the German is one of the quickest players on the tour. Not a bad play to go in behind the German if you can. Obviously, Henman, no chance to do it on that point.
Henman. 3 games all.
So Henman back level with Kiefer again in this second set. And what an undulating match it's been. Again, Henman showing great mental fortitude as he's shown in this tournament already. Coming through a couple of 5-set thrillers. And coming back twice from 2 sets to 1 down. Kiefer, he's really cruised through to this stage. Took care of qualifier Nicolas Mahut in the opening round, 6-3, 7-5, 6-2. And then another Frenchman, Cyril Saunier, 7-6, 6-3, 7-6. Not doing much for the German Franco axis there, the German. And then crushed the Australian Open champion of 2002, Thomas Johansson. 6-4, 6-love, 6-1. Paul Annacone in your picture there in the black hat. Johan de Beer, and he's a fitness trainer just behind in the white jumper. Johan de Beer, a former player, and was the man warming Henman up this morning. That's unplayable.
Yeah, well, that one you should put in a textbook somewhere. Good feet, stayed down on it. The resulting shot was deep, skidding low, and Kiefer, with his best shot, the backhand, could only put it in the bottom of the net.
It's one of those sort of approaches when you see it coming, you can almost just catch it and say too good. So it's Henman, who returns beautifully against the incoming German, and with a couple of chances to turn this set on its head. Kiefer has played exceptionally well on the break points. Because Henman has had more chances than his opponent today, but he's just, as you can see, managed to take only 3 of them. See, a couple of times in the match, Henman has chipped and charged on the ad side, but on the break points when he's had a couple of second serves, he's sort of just chipped and stayed back, hasn't gone after it.
Yeah, that one just not producing enough stick on the ball. Now let's see what he does with this second serve.
Did more with it on the forehand, and again, an aggressive, purposeful point from Henman.
Advantage Henman.
Taking a sip of water, of course. Pete Sampras's former coach. Yes, Henman takes the break point. He's fought hard in this match, and he's got something out of that game. British #1 ahead, a break in the second set, 4-3.
4 games to 3, second set.
In a minute, he's going to say,
"You sexy beast!"
see, once you've been to a few premieres, you know what to expect.
Of course, I used to get invited to a screening every other night, but now I've cut it down to, oh, I don't know, say 300 or so premieres a year.
I don't have to leave home to catch a single one of them.
Don't stop. Round the clock. Multi-star. 24/7. 365. Hundreds of movies to match your mood. Sky Movies.
And away those courses go. But what dastardly deed is this? Hey, a sneaky shortcut. Now what's he up to? Uh-oh. Bye-bye. But what's this? Black Sapphire heads for the finish post. The post really finishes him.
Luckily, courses have free insurance and start from $6,995.
Interesting little exchange there between Henman and Paul Annacone, just looking over in the corner, and Annacone sort of pointing with his finger down, saying, right here, let's just take control of this match.
Yeah, and it's an important set for Henman. No one wants to be down 2 sets to love, and obviously ride this break through this set.
Oh, it's a great stretch. Lovely balance and poise from Henman.
Coach Love.
Really should have done a whole lot better with that.
That's quite a return. And Henman practically used a shovel to dig that one out of his toes. Fortunate to win the point.
So Henman's third love service game. He consolidates that break with some ease. And it has been a match of momentum. And Kiefer starting so brightly up, takes the first 4 games. Henman then hitting back. He took 6 out of the next 7 games, and then all of a sudden Kiefer gets on a run. He takes 5 out of 6 games, and now Henman himself on a run of 4 straight games. You want to try and explain that one?
I can't. I thought you were the expert on all tennis-related matters.
Don't assume anything. Has Henman got the balance right of attacking the net?
I think so. I think any time Kiefer hits a second serve, somehow you have to make him feel like he has to react and come up with something very special. And that approach shot wasn't even particularly good, but it earned him the point. So that has the dual effect of chipping away at his confidence even more.
Smart pass by Kiefer. Didn't try and rip it, but just guided it down there. No real pace on it. But even if Henman got his racket on it, it was going to be tough to generate a winner from that position. Third double for Kiefer.
See, that's where that consistent attack on the second serve can earn you points like that. You might lose one, but you might be gifted another.
Henman's so adept at making people play a lot of balls off the first serve. In 2000 led the tour in that particular category, and now Henman with a chance of leveling things up. Yes, and Henman takes it on his first opportunity. What a close of the net, breaking Kiefer for a second time. And the scoreline between England and Germany reads 1-1.
Bacardi, welcome to the Latin Quarter.
Video player, bright color display, Bluetooth connectivity. in the Nokia 6230 phone. Nokia, connecting people.
The new ZR and ZS from MG. Life's too short not to.
Back to the Arthur Ashe court shortly, where it's 1 set apiece now between Tim Henman and Nicholas Kiefer. Georgie Thompson will be back tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock, with highlights of day 8, the night session there on Sky Sports 2. A couple of world #1s in action this evening. Justine Enenarden against Nadia Petrova of Russia. Roger Federer against Andrei Pavol. Both of those 4th round encounters. Then I'll be back for Day 9, live and interactive Sky Sports 2 to place 4 o'clock the time for the first of the women's quarterfinals. Back to Ashe, 1 set apiece. Leif Sharis, Marpechi.
Kiefer just taking his time and taking a bathroom break, trying to recover from the fact that England have equalised. And what a set of tennis it was from Henman. I mean, he has, you have to say, really, since 4-love down, being the better player. But it was such a long way back from 4-love down for Henman. So Kiefer changing his shirt after this match. Obviously, there'll be a change of players, and what a couple it will be. It will be Andre Agassi up against Sargis Sargisyan. Sargisyan making plenty of headlines here for his epic run through. Firstly, 5 hours and 9 minutes against Nicholas Massou in the 2nd round, and then coming back from 2 sets to love down against Paul-Henri Mathieu. Agassi, it has to be said, has a very healthy lead over Sargisyan, 5-0, but it should be a good contest all the same, as is this. Henman to start the 3rd. Drop it short and force Kiefer to run. It's going to have to be good, because very few shots on a tennis court that the German can't pick up.
Well, now this match has been reduced to a 2 out of 3 set match. The first 2 sets, ancient history. Yes, you learn from them, recognize your winning patterns, the plays that are working for you, but now this is becoming a little more of a sprint as you get halfway down the road at 1 set all.
Henman, one of 4 ancient men to be taken to the Arthur Ashe Stadium court today. Just 4 men who are aged 30 or over. Andrei Pavol up, as we heard from Chris Bailey later on today. Oh yes, well, Henman did well to react, but Kiefer snaps off the pass. As I said, Sargisyan up against Agassi next. Sargisyan 31 years old, and Agassi the oldest man in the draw.
Yeah, they're as old as the gentleman in this booth. Well, these guys do share a similar experience. Kiefer, recently a silver medalist at the Olympics in doubles, falling to Nicholas Massou, as you mentioned, who had that great match with Sargisyan. And Fernando Gonzalez, the men from Chile, winning the gold medal. Kiefer teaming up with Rainer Schuttler, a surprise run really in the doubles for the Germans. And of course, Tim Henman winning the silver medal back in '96 with Neil Broad.
Henman gifts Kiefer a break point early on in the third. Yeah, in fact, the Germans had 4 match points in the fourth set tiebreak before losing to Gonzalez and Masu 6-4 in the fifth. That's big time tennis from Henman. Wants to keep this run going, keep himself in front, keep his man down. And that was a massive point.
Boy, wasn't it ever. Finally able to finish. I was worried about the short backhand. Suddenly Kiefer's attacking the net. The Germans had some success up there, but Henman a sequence of backhand down the line and forehand to end the point. So a fair amount of tension right here at the start of this third set.
Advantage Henman.
That was a strange point. First the miss it from Henman, then Kiefer getting a little lucky that that net cord stayed in the court. This turning into quite a crucial game at the beginning of the third.
Advantage Henman.
Now Henman could use more of those first serves. More planes flying overhead here out of LaGuardia Airport.
Oh yes, Kiefer, stunning forehand up the line.
Yeah, this you thought was good enough to earn him the point. Depth, spin.
Should Henman have given him the cross-court pass here?
Maybe, but he just looks like he may have moved a little bit too far to the center. But that was one heck of a shot.